Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for the opportunity for being here in front of such experienced, diverse community. For me, it's a privilege staying here. I'm Lieutenant Hugo Bravo from the Portuguese Navy. I currently serve as the executive officer of my unit, Diverse Detachment number 3. And over the past 2 years, I lead the Portuguese EOD diving team on standing NATO Countermeasures Group. And I would like to share with you a different approach for the military diving in the military context. So, can you imagine a country without receiving internet or even mobile communications? How can we use Google Maps or even communicate with someone to get here for this such amazing event? Can you imagine a country who receives the most of natural gas by pipeline or even oil losing this possibility and compromise the heating of their houses during the hard winters? About 80% of the goods in the world that we consume are transported by sea. Now, imagine the safe of the navigation compromised by a naval mine. And these are just a few examples and the concerns on standing NATO Countermeasures Group 1 during their missions. The global network of submarine cables has a combined length of more than 1.4 million kilometers. They are designed to be resilient, however, the damage can occur, requiring awfully costly repairs. Human activities, dominantly fishing and ship anchoring, are responsible for the most of the instances of cable damage that occur each year. But we also have the sabotage, the terrorist activities. Natural events such as storms, vigorous seafloor currents, and earthquakes are responsible for less than 20% of the faults. When such events occur, they can damage multiple cable systems across large areas, which can be significant impacts for connectivity in some regions that relied on fewer cables than others. So, how can we monitor submarine cables? By divers, by ROVs and AUVs with side-scan sonars, by vessels with sonars, by submarines. And these are just a few examples of the resources that we use during our missions. Critical infrastructures refers to facilities and assets that are vital for the function of our society and economy. They are considered essential because their disruption would impact public safety, security, and health, or even the economic stability. We remember what happens during the Nord Stream pipeline sabotage. Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, the pipelines carried natural gas from Russia to Germany under the Baltic Sea. It was damaged by explosions in September of 2022, 7 months after the invasion of Ukraine, putting it out action and starts an energy crisis in Europe. That sabotage operation involved just a small vessel with just 6 people with a specific expertise, leading with diving operations. Today, more than ever, it is important to have a good maritime situational awareness and a recognized maritime picture in our sea in order to deter and avoid this type of situations. This is just one of the tasks, one of the concerns of NATO military operations. Monitoring the global shipping density. As I said at the beginning, about 80% of the goods in the world are transported by sea. So, mapping global density is important to reveal the distribution of ships and the traffic. As you can see, ships take the fastest and the most economical route in order to reach their port of destination. However, these routes end up overlapping, and they are repeated hundreds of times. This ends up having associated risks like piracy, sabotage at ports of destination, by placing explosive charges on piers, and even for those who want to put mines and take a specific area at sea and take advantage from it. So, what is a naval mine? A naval mine is a self-contained device placed in the water to damage or destroy a surface ship or submarines. They are deposited and left at sea to wait until they are triggered by the approach or for the contact with any vessel. Mines can be activated by different mechanisms: contact, remote control, influence, like magnetic acoustic, acoustic signature, and pressure sensors, and others. Mines may be placed by aircrafts, by ships, by submarines, or even by divers. For centuries, the sea mines have offered an effective and a cost-efficient means of naval warfare, but this threat is now on the rise. This is the effect of a naval mine detonation on a ship. The underwater detonation of a mine causes, in the first phase, a pressure wave, followed by a bubble of gas that expands until reach the surface. In the second phase, we have a push bubble, which is generated with a swinging effect at the same time. And when the ship is hit by this bubble, and with the swinging effect, it loses all the support and contact with the water, and ends up by breaking the hull. So, what we do as a military divers in the standing NATO countermeasures? As a military divers, we are trained to locate, identify, and neutralize mines or other explosives in order to ensure the safe of navigation. The Portuguese explosive Ordnance Disposal divers have been actively involved in these operations since 2018, leading historical ordnance disposal operations and other critical tasks. This is our core business. We conduct diving operations and we lead with explosive charge at the same time, placing these charges in mines in order to countermine it. We dive alone during these high-risk operations, but always with a standby diver ready at the surface on the rib. We also provide diving capability to the ship where we are. We conduct other tasks, like hull inspections, removing cables from the propeller, cleaning sensors and other devices, and a lot of tasks that we can conduct underwater. This is the diving gear that we use during our deployments. It's a Viper SE. It's made by Carleton, a company from Canada. It is a semi-closed rebreather apparatus in accordance with NATO standards, so low magnetic, low acoustic. There is a breathing loop, and the diver rebreathes parts of each exhalation and is continuously supplied with make-up oxygen in the fresh gas mix from rebreathers and gas flasks. It is ideal for overt diving operations because the absence or even the low quantity of bubbles makes the detection difficult. We can reach 54 meters depth with this gear, with these 3 different types of nitrox mix, A, B, or C. Depends of the depth that we can achieve, but if you want to achieve the maximum depth, the 54 meters, we use the 32.5% of oxygen. At the moment, we are in the process of transition for a new diving gear, which is called Muro. It's a closed-circuit rebreather from Denmark. We have a team of military personnel in the final phase of training and formation, and with this new diving gear, we will reach more than 100 meters depth. This is our operational capabilities, our operational limitations. This is part of our planning. This is part of the mitigation of the risk. We always evaluate the wind conditions, the sea state, the tide current, and for us, we need a hyperbaric oxygen chamber and a diving medical officer with us, or at least at less than 2 hours distance for the local where we are. This is our task cycle, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And of course, the average number of dives that we can perform depends on the depth, but in average, if you reach more or less 40 meters depth, the average probably will be 8 dives, but we can perform more than that. But like you said in the previous presentations, we dive for the task, and is more than enough to conclude. This is the operational capabilities of my unit. We deal with unmanned underwater vehicles. We deal with mine warfare, with the detection and risk reduction in mined areas, with the identification of sea areas and the safe routes for navigation, deep diving operations, and the use of autonomous underwater vehicles. A military diving and a multidisciplinary teams like ours play an essential role in safeguarding vital assets for our society. I have 2 short videos to show you. The first of all is related with the operational capabilities of my unit, and the second one is, you will be the first one to see it because it's related with our last deployment. I came on Sunday, and I will show you a short video of our deployment because a picture is worth more than 1,000 words, and it's good having a short video to show you. Can you put the play? I can't put right now. Can you put the play on the second one, please? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Hugo.